Now, unfortunately, you did read the video title correctly, and it's really a sign of the times because sentences are being said that have never been said in the history of humanity before. What do you mean, necking Bill? Do you hear what I'm saying? Now, y'all already know, we already know that if it's one thing Bill Clinton gonna do, he gonna sit down and get some neck. We know that. So do y'all think that he saw this festering cesspool of flesh and was like, hey, a hole's a hole? Like, let's talk about it.
Y'all know who I am, y'all know who I am. Adrian, I be in the cut, I sizzle with your man. Don't be mad at me because he recognized the brand.
The followers of Za'anad lamented when they looked up and saw fire riding on the wind, and Anansi riding the fire. Azezuk's necrox is what he called that great beast. It was a fitting name, for with those giant wings truly came the breath of death.
All right, y'all, on a serious note, I feel like House Dems or Congress, whoever you want to call it, have been drip-dropping these files so slowly, and I think it's to their own detriment. I would say, especially Democrats, I think it's to their own detriment. But, I mean, if they released all those files unredacted, I think that it would implicate both sides of government. The whole entire... You know, and so that's why we get this drip, drop, drippity drop. It's just, you know, but whatever, right? They dropped more Epstein file recently and emails or whatever. And it just confirms what we all, like what I believe, like what we all know, at least all of us with brains, right? So yeah, in the newly released Epstein emails, it is claimed, of course, that Trump knew about the girls or whatever, the victims or whatever, right? Like I said, we all knew this. Like, all right. I really don't think that his hardcore base will care about this. Right? Like, and I know that people want to be like, oh my goodness, if we could only show these cultists that he is a predator, they will leave him alone. And like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think a lot of people believe that, and I don't believe that. I think that if conservatives will let kids starve by cutting SNAP, you know, I think if this country hasn't significantly changed gun laws after Sandy Hook, then it sends a signal that this society does not care about children. Period. And so, like, people are riding on this Epstein thing, like thinking that it will do something, and like it really might. It might, but we live in a country where there's a high possibility that it also may not. Isn't that insane? So that's why you had Megyn Kelly get on the air after these files were released, right? Saying, oh, well, there's a difference between barely legal or someone who's 15 years old and someone who's 8 years old. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, are y'all really splitting hairs over this? So they'll stoop as low as they need to. And that's what I want people to really hone in on. They will move the bar while they was over here burning books and pointing at trans people and pointing at drag queens and other predator, while ignoring all that stuff going on in the Catholic Church and ignoring the pastors and ignoring all that stuff. While they were pointing to drag queens, girl, now we're here with Megyn Kelly on the air saying, oh, well, girl, there's a difference between 15 and 8. Like, girl, you have to be kidding me. But, like, it's the most predictable thing ever. And so I was like, I don't know, y'all. Let's see if, like, you know, like, what if all these files come out and nothing happens? Except more strongly worded tweets, more ignored court orders. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, he's directed his attorney general to investigate people's connections to the Epstein file as if he is not one of those people with them connections. Hilarious. Okay? He's directed Pam to do that, and she said she's going to do it, of course. And people have already put together, right? That means that if they start an investigation over these files again or whatever, then these files cannot be fully released, as that would mean it's from an active investigation. So you, again, stonewalling the release of these files, right? Even the legislation they're trying to get through the House and force the release, from my understanding, even if they get it through the House, they're going to have to get it through the Senate. And he could veto that, whether it angers his base or conservatives or whatever who are pressing for the Epstein files released or not. And then Congress would need 2/3 to override it. And it's just like, girl, y'all wouldn't have it. So it's just like, it's already a lot of mess. And I'm not sure if the release of these files would actually move the cultists from their position. But what might shake things up is if there exists a picture of Trump giving that turkey neck, Thanksgiving turkey neck, to Bill Clinton, like it apparently applies in one of them emails. Newsweek says in an email sent March 2018, Mark Epstein told Jeffrey Epstein to ask Steve Bannon, Trump's former chief strategist, if Russian President Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba. We ain't talking about Bubbalicious either. We're not talking about no chewing gum, baby. Do you hear what I'm saying? And then after, Mark said, you and your boy Donnie can make a remake of the movie Get Hard. And so going on to discuss what Epstein's brother Mark was talking about, referencing photos of Trump blowing Bubba. Bubba is a nickname of former President Bill Clinton, all right? And that's what everyone, once those emails came out online, everyone's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? That's Bill. That's Bill. But I guess Mark Epstein told Newsweek that the individual he was talking about was not Clinton. He didn't say who it was, but he was like, oh, it's just not Bill. Oh, all right. Thanks, Mark. Soon the House of Representatives will vote. Like I said, I think they're going to vote on this. They're going to get through the Senate. If they get it through the Senate, all right. I don't know if they can. Once that stuff goes to Trump's desk, girl, it's going to be vetoed, hun. And he already got it. He already got Pam trying to tie it up in another investigation, baby. He going to veto that thing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I get it, but, like, all right. Can you imagine Trump being at a press conference or a political meeting and Putin calls him over and say, yeah, bro, what's up, bro? Like, what's up, bro? I just want to holler at you for a second, bro. And, like, he calls him over. He say, look at my phone, bro. And it's a picture of Trump, like, eyes red, roll back, tears flowing, turkey neck gobbling. Like, bro, like, do you think he really called him over, like, when they was doing a live press conference to say, hey, bro, I just want you to look at this, bro? And, like, it's him. When I say, Tim Tails, do you see what I'm saying? Like, of course, Trump would bend to everything Putin's saying if it went down like that, if this is true, you know? And so, yeah, once this hit the internet, people were like, let's go back through the footage. They were bringing up the fact that Trump likes to do mics like this. The fact that he was dancing like this to YMCA. I mean, literally playing with Invisimeat while a song by one of the gayest groups ever plays. Like, bro. And then the fact that he posted this to Twitter. If Hillary Clinton can't satisfy her husband, what makes her think that she can satisfy America? And it's like, whoa. There's too many dots and they're connecting. It's too many dots and we're just... And even if it's... Let me tell you something. Even if we're reaching, we need to continue to push it like it's real, for real. Because this is gonna... He gonna have to address it, girl. Like, what did you or were you not bent over in the Oval Office like this, bro? I say we keep pushing it. I don't care if it's tinfoil. I don't care if it's fantastical. We keep pushing it until he has no choice until it's a staple, until it's solidified in American culture or at least pop culture. You see what I'm saying? But I do think we have to address some hard truths. Like, I don't think as many conservatives or people in general are going to care about the fact that Trump did this. Like, I'm not talking about Bill Clinton, if that's true, right? I'm talking about, victimizing children. I don't think as many conservatives or people in general in this society are going to care because people have their own kids at home that they abuse and that they torture, girl. And that they try and make excuses for. You have people without kids fantasizing about when they do get kids so they can beat them up in this country, and it's excused. It's like it's spare the rod. Like, it's literally people have their own kids at home that they abuse, and so when they see the president doing it, it's like, I think people don't understand that it might not shake these girls up as much as y'all think that it will, especially if they already got Megyn Kelly arguing about the age difference between 15 and 8, bro. And if it does happen, if they do care, it won't happen as quickly as it needs to. I mean, every time y'all drop something heinous, it blows over. Remember this letter? If this had been anybody else, girl, if this had been anybody else, y'all would have got them out of there. The fact that Dems were sitting on all this, and more, there's more to come. The fact that they've been sitting on this for years. But like I said, it would implicate the entire government. The fact that Trump is still in power after what the whole country knows about him, girl, like, please, come on, says a lot about our country, period. Point blank, I don't care what, the laws and the fact that he's still sitting on the throne and we know this, about him, we know this, says a lot about our society, point blank, period. And it says a lot about our country that what's more likely to derail him is if there really exists a picture of him throating Bill Clinton versus him having made victims of children. Do you see what I'm saying? It says a lot about our country where even just the memes of this potentially happening could derail him faster than him actually having made victims of kids. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it will really be the homophobia that will be his undoing and not him being a predator, bro. And I think we really need to examine what that says about our country and what that says about how unprotected children are in this country and how demonized queerness is. Like, people claim to care about children, but it will be the consensual meat gobbling between adults, that will get him out of here, if that even exists, over the fact that do you see what I'm saying? And even this has the potential to just blow over as another meme, right? And like, there are real victims out there. You see what I'm saying? And so I just think this entire situation from how we're talking about it to what's in front of our faces just reveals a whole lot about our culture and society, like, as Americans. And that's all I gotta say. Thank y'all so much. Make sure you go to Zoraxia.com to check out my epic fantasy series, my Black and Queer fantasy series. Also, patreon.com/Adrian Expression for my podcasts. Love y'all so much, and make sure you have a good goddamn evening.
Y'all know who I am, Adrian. I be in the cut, I sizzle with your